Well, I've asked them not to point their vehicle at me. I've asked them not to do that. Don't point your vehicle at me and flash your lights. Like I said before, I have to cover all this shit up. These are the same people I was screaming at yesterday. They're the same exact people I was screaming at yesterday. And I'm the problem because I need to recognize that they are the ones with the authority, not me. So I'm going to ask them, why is it necessary? Why is it necessary for you to do this?
Help you?
Yeah, what did I ask y'all to do yesterday?
I don't know. I didn't talk to you yesterday.
I've repeatedly said, don't point your car at me while I'm trying to chill out in the parking lot.
I didn't know that.
So it's just a coincidence that you were parked over there facing that direction, and then when I pulled up, it's just a coincidence that you readjusted your vehicle to point your lights at me.
No.
It's not a coincidence.
Yeah, I just literally moved my truck.
Okay.
I was over there eating.
I need you not to point your vehicle at me.
I'm the boss.
I need
Go
you
back
not.
to your car, or else I'll call my supervisor over here, and we'll kick you off property tonight.
Call your supervisor.
All right. Your assistant on it. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Paul Emerson.
Hey, Mr. Paul Emerson would like to talk to you. He's telling me that I can't park over by building 120. So, you know, the kid that's living in that red car, I'm parking here by 120, and I got my receipt for the client. I just got that in, I'm not going right, I'm looking at the kid. He comes tromping across here, telling me I gotta move my truck because the lights are pointed towards his car. Alright, it's for student conduct, talk to him? Alright, yep. You want me to call Orange County trespass him, or you want me to just tell him to go back to the car? Roger that. Alright, so what my supervisor has told me is you need to go back to your vehicle, quit harassing us, because we're not harassing you. I didn't come over and talk to you, I didn't do anything to bother you. I'm just chilling over here in my vehicle, I'm just gonna eat my lunch, I'm on my break, right? So, there's nothing for you to really be worried about over here. And then we're gonna send another email to student conduct, and we're gonna take some GPS points from you, and possibly look at a suspension for harassing security. All right?
Okay.
You can go back to your vehicle.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
So as you can clearly see, there are no security guards around. I was parked where I was because I was staying visible, so it will be easy for people to recognize that I'm not doing anything wrong or illegal. The reason why I'm homeless and going to school is personal, but that doesn't make me a criminal. It doesn't make me a monster. It doesn't make me evil. I'm a veteran. I have the GI Bill that I use to go to school. I have an eviction on my record, which means that the school can't provide me with housing, and I have to go through some third-party resource to get an apartment. So instead of doing that when I first arrived, I used the money I had in my pocket to make sure I would have money to pay for my car. My car that I drove down here from Michigan in. And as soon as I arrived in the city, within 2 days, the car was destroyed. I took it up to the mechanic shop, and he was like, just junk it. He's like, it's a Michigan car, it's rusted out from all the salt and the ice. Just junk it. It's not worth putting any money in it. So that money I had in my pocket, in my savings, I put it into getting a new car. This one. Fully registered, fully licensed. Fully insured, everything. So I've been living in it because I don't have $3,000. I have to save. I get $2,500 for going to school full time at the school. The school gives me money to go to school. I just got a job part-time working at Arby's as a shift manager again. What they're doing is they don't want me to be homeless on the campus, even though I'm paying them $70,000 as an academic student. What they're doing is they're pulling up and they're using their lights to harass me so that I can't be comfortable. If I get dropped from the school, I can't afford to pay my bills and my tuition. If I can't afford to pay my bills and my tuition, I can't get out of the situation that I'm in. So I need to be able to rest so that I can achieve those objectives. I've been here for 2 months. They're still harassing me. I literally had the same confrontation with them yesterday. And when I was in my car, when I was chilling doing my homework, I saw him parked over there. The only thing I asked him to do was not to point his vehicle at me while I'm trying to relax and sleep. I'm not telling him to do anything other than that. Don't point your vehicle at my vehicle with your lights flashing. That's why I have to put towels all over my car to raise suspicion that I'm doing something suspicious so that I can sleep at night. I'm not doing anything suspicious. Your lights keep me awake, and there shouldn't be flashing yellow and green and blue lights all night while I'm trying to sleep. It just shouldn't be. And if I can't ask you, man to man, human to human, to show me some respect as a person and not do that to me so that I can fix my situation, then I have to do something else, which is cover my vehicles. But now that I'm covering my vehicle, you're acting like I'm hiding something. But I've already explained to you 1,000 times. I've already done an incident report. This will be the 3rd month of me being enrolled in Full Sail University. I start programming 1 next week. I have a GPA that is passing. I have 100% of my GPS points. Like you said, we're going to take GPS points from you. Why would you take GPS points from me instead of just not parking with your lights pointed at me? What's so hard about orientating your car so that you're not harassing me? And the thing that you have to recognize is that the deliberate act of pointing his vehicle at me because he knows I'm going to come over there and confront him so that he can have grounds to justify telling me that I'm going to throw you off the campus is the reason why I don't want them watching me every day trying to make up lies and fabricate justification to get rid of me anyway. I'm not a fucking nigger, right? So don't treat me like shit just because I'm homeless in my car. Because at the end of the day, the school makes $70,000 off of me. What do you think I could do if they put that money in my pocket? The government won't give me 70 grand so I can take care of myself, but it'll give me 70 grand for this school not to care. And the one thing I'm requesting is for security not to bother me. What is the function of security? To protect. Who is security supposed to be protecting? The students. What am I? A student. So it's within his job description to make sure that he's watching over me and protecting me. You know why he's sitting in a parking lot? So that he can protect my car. That's what his job is. It's to sit over there and watch the parking lot so he can make sure nobody is robbing and stealing and killing. But if you're watching the fucking nigger all fucking night, you're not doing your fucking job. You don't need to sit there with a fucking cup of coffee and whatever else you're gonna be sitting there consuming and eating and watching the black guy sleep all night, waiting for him to do something illegal. My skin complexion doesn't make me the problem. Standing up and defending myself against wrongful accusations and unjust actions makes me an American citizen. And that is the foundation of my 2 cents. How do I get from where I am to where I'm trying to go? That's why I run 3 miles every day, every 3 days. How do you get from where you are to where you're trying to go? How do you plan that shit out and execute? How do you do it? So when I go out and run tomorrow, just imagine that same vehicle in front of me, making it difficult for me to achieve my objective as a 3-mile run, because that's what happens to us in this society. That's what happens to us in life. You heard him say, do you want me to call the sheriff county office? And then what did they say? No. Just tell him to go get back in his car and leave you alone. Because they don't have there's no grounds. If there's no grounds for you to watch me, why are you watching me? If you don't have any position to constantly harass me every day, why are you harassing me every day? Because in your head, you understand that I'm homeless. And you recognize that this guy is doing better in life than I am, with his situation being what it is. And it bothers me on an emotional level because I don't understand how he can be so content in life while I'm struggling with all the things that I'm struggling with. And that level of hate, like Cat Williams said, taking care of your star player, has nothing to do with Paul Emerson. I don't need the extra adversity. I don't need to go to school in the morning half tired and can't sleep because they're flashing lights at me all night. I don't need them to interrupt my REM sleep. I don't need them to interfere with that. I don't need them to be doing things like engage in that type of behavior with me because I'm not a criminal. So there's no reason why you should still be watching me after 2 fucking months. How many months does it take for me to stop being a suspect? How many more years of military service do I have to do? Like, at what point do I actually get to prove that I'm not the problem in this world? So this is going to be the new spot. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to start coming over here and harassing me again. That's what they're going to do because they want to be territorial primates. They want to be territorial primates. They want to establish their dominance. They want me to know that they're in charge. And I already know all that shit. I already know who you are, what you're about. That's why I told the police to shut the fuck up. They don't have any authority. And you're not even on the same level. You don't even have the same fucking run on the ladder. You're not even the ladder. You're just an overpaid spy. That's it. You're just the person that picks up the phone and calls somebody and says, hey, this is what's going on. And I should have recorded him because this isn't what I do. I should have recorded his bitch ass from the moment that I got up and walked over there because he wasn't parked facing me until I stood covering my car. And I wouldn't have to cover my fucking car if they wouldn't point their goddamn lights at me at night. And I'm not being irrational. I'm not being unreasonable. I am not crazy. I am not a psychopath. Those are words that assholes use to justify their assholery. It takes no energy. It takes, what did he say? He said specifically, I was eating and then I moved and now he's upset. Because the perfect lies are always packaged in their own truths. Half truths are the best lies. I was eating, then I moved, then he had a problem. You were sitting over there waiting for me to come over and park where I always park for your fucking convenience so that you can recognize that this guy is always right here doing the exact same thing every day, not giving us any problems, not causing any conflict, but we don't want to recognize that he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. We need to put him back into the position of what we want him to be stereotypically, which is a problem and a nuisance, right? And that's what they don't want to recognize. That's the part that they want to try to cover up with basic generalized stereotypes. And they can't call the police on me because I don't have a record. They want to, but they can't. So what they have to do is they have to create conditions that justify them proving that I am the problem, that I am the aggressor, that I am the one that is creating the conflict. And the conflict is very simple, and I'm going to reiterate it one more time. I'm trying to sleep at night so that I can get good grades, so that the school will give me the money that I need, so that I can pay off the debt that I have, so that I can get an apartment. That is how you go from point A to point B. It's basic problem solving. It's what makes us human. It's basic problem solving. You know what I'm not gonna fucking do? I'm not gonna go into a white ass church, get on my fucking knees and pray to a white ass God and ask him to help me out of my situation. That's what I'm not gonna fucking do. I'm gonna apply all the experience I have in life to achieve the objectives that I need to achieve. And what I have observed in my 42 years of life on this planet is that Caucasians in positions of authority use their authority and their power to unjustly subject other people that are not considered white to unjust, inhumane treatment because they know they can get away with it. For no reason other than because they know they can get away with it. There was absolutely no reason why there should have been a conflict tonight. Zero. It's blatant disrespect. One American citizen showed absolute zero respect for another American citizen and is going to use his power and authority to try to worsen the situation of an individual that has done everything in his position in life to be in compliance with a broken fucking system to try to better his life by staying within the institution. And the agents within the institution want to continue to perpetuate the same exact thing. And I know what you're going to say. It's not that big of a deal. You don't have to act like that. You're the problem. But listen to what he said. He specifically called his supervisor and said, I was eating, then I moved, and now Mr. Emerson has a problem with me moving. He's telling me that I can't be parked in this parking lot. I didn't say that. I said you can't be parked facing me with your lights flashing because it's harassment. Those are my exact words. And because I'm live streaming this shit on YouTube, the camera will pick up exactly what I said. And if I would have just started recording him from the moment that I left to the moment where I got where he was, you would have seen exactly what I'm talking about. But guess who can see that shit? Full Cell Security can see exactly what this bitch ass did. And that's what's gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell them, if you want to take GPS points from me, that is fine. Run the camera back so that you can see that he did exactly what I said he did. Show me the video footage of him eating and then just casually coming over here arbitrarily, and it's just a fucking coincidence. If it's worth taking GPS points from me and kicking me out of the school, then you should be able to do that. Like, how do you get through life if you don't have the answers to the questions? You see it all the time. You're always wondering why people are homeless on the street. This is the reason why. Because I don't have anyone, just all they have to do is leave me alone. I'm not asking for handouts. I'm not on the street corner with a sign begging for people to give me money. I have a second job that I don't need. I get enough money from the school to be able to provide for myself. But I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be sitting up there trying to nickel and dime my way through school and being stressed out with all of the unnecessary debt that I got. It makes more sense to just pay off all my debts before I get back on my feet. It just does. But the problem is that it goes against social normality. It goes against social normality. When you're homeless, you're not supposed to be able to function. How are you happy, laughing, and chilling in your car, watching videos, live streaming, using the school's electricity and the school's water and using the school's bathroom? How are you running 3 miles every day, staying in good shape and having good sound mind and body and being generally happy in life when you're living in your car? I don't live in my car and I'm not completely happy and content with my life. So why do you feel like you should have the right to be happy? Why do you feel like you should have the right to be able to do what you want to do in a society? You need to conform like the rest of us and be broke and miserable. And I'm not doing that. My02cent is not about that. I created a brand, and I'm gonna embody my brand. Even when it came to my wife made it clear that I had to choose her or my brand, and I choose my brand. I know what's wrong with the world, and I don't have all of the answers and all of the solutions. But damn it, I can give you the empirical values that you need so that you can measure the things you need to measure and do what you have to do to be able to find your own solutions for your own problems in your own life. Because we're not all the same. And we don't all have the same adversities. My adversity is I can't fucking sleep at night without being harassed by security guard and police officers coming over with their sirens and their fucking lights, keeping me up, trying to make me leave because they don't think that I should be allowed to be on the premises when I'm giving the school money. I'm paying the school to be here. I have the badge and I have the parking permit. The school is open 24-hour access for you to utilize all of its systems because of its curriculum. They give you zero excuses for your shit. I don't get to say, well, I didn't pass my class because I'm homeless. I don't get to say that shit. They don't fucking care. They don't have to care. They have a great curriculum. And if I wasn't having to deal with this very specific adversity as an African-American man, I would just be going home at night, in my house, doing my homework, going to sleep, getting in the shower, leaving out in the morning, going to work, doing all that normal stuff. But all that normal stuff don't exist for me. All of those simple quality, first world quality of life issues, I don't have that right now. I spent 18 years of my life paying child support. I don't have backup savings in a nest egg. I don't have any of that stuff. All I have is a bunch of arrogant ass men that want to have an attitude because they can see and recognize that I'm doing something that's going to benefit and profit me, and they want to stand in the fucking way of it. Because it doesn't take a lot to just simply do what someone asks you to do. It's not hard. It's not difficult. Like, it's not hard at all. So I don't understand what's so difficult about just, just leave me alone. Like, just let me stay here. My car is always here. No one cares. It works. It functions. It's licensed. It's registered. I'm licensed. I'm registered. You've identified me on more than one occasion. You know who I am. So what's the problem? The problem is that they're fucking primates. They want to be territorial primates. They come here and they're in charge. This is their playground. This is their house. And they don't want nobody telling them what they're going to do. But we live in a civilized society. And when I say you're harassing me, they should be able to say, you know what? Fuck it. He's not doing anything wrong. Why am I bothering him? Hey, could you not point your lights at me? Sure, not a problem. Simple. Simple. No, what do they want to do? They want to hold it against me that I'm homeless, make it a negative so that they can harass me every fucking day, and then try to wield it as a weapon so they can get rid of me. And you know what his bitch ass is doing? Sitting over there, frustrated that he can't come over here and further bother me. Because he forgot I can go wherever the fuck I want to go because I am not incarcerated. I'm living my best life. I'm chilling, enjoying life, doing what I want to do with myself. And you don't have any control beyond your ability to sit in a truck and flash your lights at me. And yes, for the person that asks, this is Full Sail University. This is definitely Full Sail University. So think about what it is you're trying to do. My dream job is video game development. I'm actually working on, I start coding next week, and I'm actually working on, I don't want to say because I'm in the wrong environment to put all my ideas out right now, but I have a game that I'm designing right now that's going to pretty much revolutionize the gaming industry. But my long-term goal is to bring back video game arcades, retro game styles, and bring back video game arcades. So people will actually have somewhere they can physically go and play video games. And then I want to build my own consoles and my own hardware and ship actual video game arcades, so you can own your own games again, and you can actually buy them. And there'll be limited edition and all that other fun stuff without it having to be excessively expensive. Because it's all about video games, all about marketing. It's not really about the economy requires infinite sales, and what AAA industries are doing is they're trying to grow exponentially, because we live in a society that if you don't grow exponentially, you just ultimately die. But there's this thing in nature that humans keep forgetting about. It's called finite, right? So what finite means is that there's only a certain amount of something, right? So if it takes 100 people to make a AAA game, then it should always take 100 people to make a AAA game. And if they have a set income, let's say you pay them, just to keep the numbers small, you pay them $1, right? It should only cost you $100 to pay them. And if you pay them for 100 years, then it's going to be 100 times 100, which is 10,000, I hope, $10,000, right? So you know that that's what you have to pay them. So what you do in your structure is you don't assign people to a project. You assign positions to that project, and you assign actual monetary values to those positions, right? If you're a game developer, you're going to make $50 an hour. If you're a programmer, you're going to make $100 an hour. So now you know how long it's going to cost. You know how much it's going to cost to produce this particular product, and who you need to have in place to achieve that goal, right? So once you have all of that information, you can run your business. And you can just look at your profit margin, and you can look at how much money you have and how much money you need, and you can budget accordingly. Like, it's not hard. You can just adjust the numbers. If the more people you throw at a problem, the faster that problem should get done. And the faster something gets done, the less time you spend on it. And economics is a relationship between how much money you spend and how much time you spend it in relation to how much money you earn afterward. It's basic economics. It's basic business. And in the AAA industry, they don't do that. They're so busy just reacting that they wind up going over budget or spending too much time or they have big ideas and big ambitions without any real way to get there. You should always start a project small. Like if you have this, like for me, for example, I have this really epic game that I want to design. All I'm gonna do is create the least amount of every last asset required for this game launch. That's what I'm gonna do because it's my first project, and I'm planning on doing this game by myself. The game that I'm designing was specifically designed to be done by a solo developer. So I'm gonna try my hardest, and I outsource any of the work and do it 100% myself. And it's gonna look like crap because I'm not a master of all of the trades. I am just gonna try my hardest to achieve the objective based on my skill set. But I'm gonna design it in a way that after launch it can be fixed, it can be tweaked and adjusted and repaired and continuously modded. But I don't have to charge extra money for that. Like the Minecraft model has already proven that if you keep a game relevant and if you keep a game fun, people will play it forever. And the genre that I'm aiming for is one of those genres that is infinitely scalable. So it's already there. It's just a matter of doing it. You know, that's pretty much in a nutshell what's happening. And there's other things that I want to do. There's other ambitions that I have, but that's just to basically get things started. So I hope so. I just need people to allow me to be able to achieve the objectives that I have for myself. And if that can happen, then everything else will just fall into place. But I have to get ready for my 3 mile run tomorrow. I've been running 3 miles every day. Well, 3 miles. I've been running 3 miles every 3 days since the beginning of this year as an objective. My 02cent is actually a channel based on um, science and philosophy. That's what I want to cover. But I have too many adversities in life to be able to just sit down and do it the way the YouTube algorithm wants it to be done. So I made a commitment to focus on running so that I can use that information as a scientific experiment to teach the principles of science and show how you can apply empirical data to what it is you're trying to do in your day-to-day life so that you can be ethically sound, morally sound, and have great values. That's why I don't like being treated like a criminal. I'm 41 years old. Like you said, this kid, I'm not a kid. I'm 41 years old. Like, I'm not a kid. It's a derogatory term to call an African American male a boy or a child or a kid. So you shouldn't be speaking to me that way. And the fact that you're using that language shows the level of disrespect that exists. But I'm digressing. If I can help us all if I can provide lessons on how to be a good person, then I feel like I'm giving back to society in a positive way. I don't think that I am the most accurate representation of what it means to be good. I'm no Mr. Rogers. But there's so much information in the world about the negative aspect of reality, all of the what you shouldn't do. Basically, what's going on with them? Their inability to just see me as just a decent person, chilling, not doing anything wrong. You know, just waiting for me to snap. And it's like you create the energy of if you poke somebody with a stick long enough, no matter who they are, eventually they're gonna go off on you. You don't get to keep poking somebody with a stick and then get mad at them when they retaliate. That's just a basic fundamental understanding of we learn those lessons in school, like in elementary school. You don't get to constantly disrespect me and harass me and then feel like when I confront you about it, I'm the aggressor for some reason. Like, how dare you come over here and tell me that I offended you? How dare you offend me and not feel like you and have the entitlement that you shouldn't be corrected, that I'm supposed to just be okay with you doing whatever you want to do and you saying whatever you want to say? Like, how does that function in this world? Like, what is even that energy, you know? So that's what My 02cent's about. I personally believe that the answers that you need when you become an adult are found in philosophy. Religion helps children grow wise and make good decisions from their limited maturity and their limited experience in life. But at a certain point in life, I personally believe that you have to stop relying on the belief in a deity and recognize the authority that you have in yourself. Because the problem that we have in the world, especially with young boys and young men, is that when you know that you're right, you have to be willing to die for that conviction. Otherwise, you become corrupt. And you don't have to conform to bullshit. You don't have to stop being a decent person because people are telling you that it's not okay or it's not necessary or you don't have to do that. Like if you're doing like if you use the bathroom and then when you're done using the bathroom you put the toilet seat down, right? And you and your boys in a bath or in a public restroom and y'all are peeing and you put the toilet seat up and you pee, put the toilet seat down and you walk away and your boys are like, man, this is a public bathroom. You don't got to put the toilet seat down. They're not wrong. But why is it a big deal? Like, why does it even matter? Why does it matter that I'm doing something correctly? Why does it matter that I'm doing something honest and genuine? Well, like, what is the necessity of trying to get me to conform to wrong, right? You and your boys want to go to the bar and get all drunk. You don't want to drink. Why do they have to peer pressure you and make you feel some kind of way because you don't want to drink alcohol? Like, why is it necessary? Why can't they just respect the choices and the decision that you want to make for yourself? Because if you do get drunk and you do something stupid while you're drunk, it's not going to be their fault. They're not going to take accountability. They're not going to be responsible. The biggest people that constantly try to influence others to do wrong are the main ones that will not have any level of accountability or responsibility with any action that they take in life. So, I'm rambling. I need to go to bed so I can get up and do this run. So, it's been nice. I appreciate all the comments. I'm going to continue to refine my approach. I'm actually worried about programming, but hopefully I can get through it. And I want to just, if I can get through the next 22 months, I'll be straight. And then after the next 22 months, I go back to just being a normal citizen. I won't have the extra money and the extra benefits that I get from the VA bill, from the VA for going to school. So the long-term plan is a master's degree. Well, the long-term plan is a PhD in social engineering and computer science. So we'll see how that goes. As always, my name is Paul Emerson, and I've given you my 2 cents.